Yo, what is up everybody? My name is Wisp and I am back at it again in another video. And in this one, I'll be showing you my Wisp build, my Wisp main, so you can expect a lot from me. I personally think it's the best build you could use on a solo run, but of course it's also usable when you're playing with other people. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so this is my build. Don't kill me for these two wrong polarizated slots. I just have 8 formal on this. I'm gonna plan on putting more, but yeah. Anyway, also don't pay attention that I don't have max mods. It's gonna be fixed in the future. Anyway, I'm gonna explain this really quickly. The probably most important mod about this build is fuse reservoirs. What this does is just put all the reservoirs together so you don't have to place them one by one at the cost of more energy. You need this mod if you're gonna play solo or any mission that requires you to move constantly, because you're just gonna be able to hold down one. Hold on one, and you're just gonna pop it down. You can keep going. If you don't have this mod, you're gonna have to place each individual reservoir, so it's gonna cost you a lot of time, and we don't want that. This build also focuses on crit rate. If you use weapons without crit rate, this build is fine too. I use it with crit and status weapons, so you don't have to worry. I also have both other augments on her. The Soulgate augment is really good because it does a lot of damage and primes enemies. And critical surge is, critical for this build. What it does, if you're looking at it as a reservoir and teleport to it, it costs only 50% energy and grants 10% critical chance of primary weapons per meter traveled. So yeah, the maximum critical chance is 250, and this one's really good for my weapon that I'm gonna be using. Then I'm gonna explain both Archon mods. Archon Intensify is you get 30% ability strength when you restore health. This works with your reservoirs, and Archon Stretch is 45% ability range. Abilities that deal electricity damage restore 2 energy or 5 seconds. And this also applies to reservoirs. My Arcane and Mold are Arcane Crepusar. This is paired with her second ability, Will-O-Wisp. What this does is, while invisible, you get 30% ability strength and times 3 final critical multiplier. So not only can you go invisible and place down your reservoirs to get more ability strength on them, but you can also crit more. You get 5 more critical multiplier. And Mold Augmented is basically, the most normal mold ever. More ability strength on kills, stacks up to 250, that's really good. And let's see the weapon I'm gonna be using. It is the Dread over here. My friend actually got me this build, shout out to him. And this is a crit build right here. You can see 150% critical chance and 11.5 critical multiplier. I use this Riven over here, which has more critical damage and a faster fire rate. And this build is pretty simple, only 3-4 miners of primary dead. And let's go to the simulacrum again so I can show you how this works. Alright, so we're here in the simulacrum. I'm just gonna show you how okay, wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna deactivate my pet first, look at that. Okay. Like it. So basically what I do with this build, Arcane Crepusar gives you more ability strength, so I pop Will-O-Wisp to go invisible, place down my reservoirs, they're gonna get shocked obviously. Then what I do is I teleport to the reservoirs, Will-O-Wisp, and okay, missed that. As you see, it does pretty good damage. Even more with the Incarnate. This is the build I use everywhere. This obviously also works with other weapons, not just the shred. But I just recently got this shred, so I kinda like it. And let me also show you the turret, because it's also another weapon that I use a lot. Just to show you guys how good this build is even without crit weapons. This weapon is built for status. Where was it? Also crit. I might be stupid, hold on. This is, I'm pretty sure it's actually, yeah, it's crit build as well, that's my bad. But I do have a weapon that's purely status as well, so I can show you guys this too. So yeah, Wisp, teleport. And only reds, just red crits everywhere. Oh yeah, this works even better with the turret, as you can see. But, you know, it can get boring using this weapon. But, over here, I have the Sphinx, which, as you can see, is obviously built for status, not crit. It's 5% critical chance and free multiplier. The damage seems lower here, but this weapon is actually really good. I recommend getting it, as it's, you can actually get it today in the, well, for us make it bad, as it is in the rotation, well, depending on when you see this video, I guess. So yeah, as you can see, this build also works on status weapons. So you can see, it just demolishes everyone. This weapon is really good, yeah. But I think that's enough of sitting around the simulacrum. Let me just show you a quick game of this. Okay, so I just got into a little steel path survival, and I'm already getting molested, which isn't good. That's a juggernaut. Let me see if I actually can kill it. As you can see, this just demolishes everything. How did he move on? I just killed like 50 enemies. But yeah, this build is kind of busted, as you can obviously see. I'm just gonna stand in this room for a while. I don't really need my 4 right now, so I'm just obliterating everything. But as you can see, it does deal good damage on its own. So you can maybe just pop it on one side and the other gets taken care of with the Soulgate. But yeah, I don't think this build is on Warframe. I might just upload it myself, because I made it myself actually. It's actually my, well yeah, my first build that I did myself without copying from anyone. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. It works great. I like how it's played. Just Wisp becomes this crit monster with basically only red crits. I see some yellows, but that's, I don't think that's from the turret. I'm just gonna move on to the capsule real quick. Yeah, I think that's an even better room. You don't exactly need to pop Will-O-Wisp before popping the reservoirs. It is only 30% strength, like a build strength, but you know, if you really crave all the power, then go for it. This is only like, I think this is Venus, so it's pretty, you know, beginner steel path. I don't really expect to die here or anything, and if I do, it's a complete skill issue, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, as you can see, this is just stupid. So if you are gonna play Wisp, I really recommend building for this. Obviously my mods, like polarization, isn't perfect. I think I could swap some polarizations and get more, you know, upgrade the mods that I still have to upgrade. And what you could do is remove adaptation and just go for prime sure-footed and move fuse reservoirs down if you prepare to have prime sure-footed, because you know in Steel Path once you get knocked down it's basically a death wish unless you like Revenant. But then again, I think Revenant 2 also bypasses knockdowns, so yeah, Revenant's kind of busted all around. But other than that, I don't really recommend replacing the other mods. The arcanes are also pretty important for your crits. And as you can see, I'm just destroying everything with like not even a full second of holding down the trigger. That's just how torrid is. But then again, the torrid is an incarnate weapon, so if you don't have it, you're gonna be waiting for some time to unlock it. Because you never know when it is in rotation. I mean, you can look it up, but nobody knows if it's actually gonna be in rotation. How I recommend playing this build is basically your force kind of like a trap, just place it wherever enemies are gonna come from. They're gonna get like stunned, so you can just kill them really quickly. It also lasts for like around 10 seconds, I believe, which is not terrible. It could be better, but with Wisp you really just wanna focus on strength. Ability strength instead of duration and the range or anything. Oh, yeah, I'll just test how fast I can kill this guy real quick. Where's he at? Oh, yeah, I might just die. Never mind, I see him. It's pretty quickly. Not the fastest I've killed him. I've one-shot him with a Dread before, but you know, Torrid is better for regular enemies instead of bosses. See, that was, yeah, the easiest survival I've ever done. Obviously not the easiest, because I still play regular Star Child from time to time. But it's probably the easiest Steel Path mission I've done. Because I do play other frames as well, not just Wisp. I would go insane if I were to just play Wisp my whole life. But if you are planning to use Wisp, I really recommend this build. Of course there are other builds that might just be a little bit better, but I found this one to work perfectly with my playstyle. And yeah, let me just show the build again really quickly. And that's gonna be it for the video. Okay, so we're back in the Arbiter, and this is my build once more. So yeah, if you want to, you can just place fuse reservoirs here and get prime sure-footed, wherever it is. Prime sure-footed in this slot. Then swap out adaptation for Cataclysmic Gate. Okay, wait, hold on. There we go. Adaptation isn't really needed because you're just gonna be pretty much invincible when using Wisp anyway. It's just 10% resistance and stack. I mean, it does stack up to 90%, so it is pretty good. But I don't really use Prime Sure-Footed all that much. Then my Torrid build, right here, it has a Riven mod, which was 1000 platinum. I mean, Torrid isn't really the best weapon without a Riven, so I would really recommend you either grind plat to get it, either buy it, grind it, or just try to get this mod yourself. which is gonna be pretty hard. I'm gonna lie. Didn't have Galvanized Chamber, multi-shot. I've heard that Galvanized Aptitude does not work on the Incarnate version, so I don't use it. But this build is crit anyway, so yeah. You know, critical, 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 a little bit of blast, and you know, this is blast, this is corrosive. My bad. I'm not even sure where toxin comes from. I think it's based on the turret actually. Yeah. So you have corrosive and blast on this. You can copy this. I also have vigilante supplies, so for more critical hits. And merciless, just more damage. Then once more I'm gonna go over my dread build, as this is used best with, you know, it's used best with crits. Again, a Riven for the Dread. I am not sure how much this costs, as I got it handed over by my friend. Shout out to him again. Galvanized mods up to the chamber, some basic serration. I've used people use amalgam serration, so that can work too, but amalgam serration only gives you speed, so it's not really that necessary. Gonna be even faster than just using the reservoirs, I believe. I have Malignant Force on this with Rhyme rounds to make it viral. This will, you know, just increase the damage even more. And then, you know, basic critical mods with Primary Deathhead for even more damage. I don't use an Exilus mod, as I just don't think any of these are really useful. The only one I would really use is if it had like this mod just with negative zoom, because I don't really like zooming in that much. But yeah, this is pretty much the whole video. I hope you found it educational or something. If you have any questions about the build, you can leave them in the comments. I will try my best to answer them, and yeah, have fun wisping around. See you next time.